I saw a telly program, or did I read about it? Sometimes your memory plays tricks on you, but I've got a picture in my mind anyway. It was, I think it was Lord Strathclyde. And it was in a debate in a Scottish TV studio about his ownership of huge acres of Scottish land, thousands of acres of Scottish land, and how he, how he acquired them, this land, and why is it his, as it were, And he said that his ancestors had fought for this land. And as a wee typical Glaswegian bloke got up at the back of the audience, started to take his jacket off, and he says, "Okay, Jimmy, I'll fight you for it." Because that exactly, they stole it, in other words. When they say they fought for it, they mean armed robbery. Because there is no other way to achieve ownership of land, because nobody manufactures land. You didn't do anything to contribute to its presence. It was there before you, it'll be there when you're gone, and all the rest of it. And how you get to own it. And yet nearly all our troubles as human beings are concerned with this ownership of land. Every war is fought for economic reasons. It's always who owns what, where, when, why and how that wars are all about. And it's the same applies to crime, to most crime, except crime passionnel. But to crimes of acquisition. They're all a product of a system whereby some people have and some people haven't. If your society is based on competition, then you're going to have losers as well as winners. But if you have a society based on cooperation, which is socialism, then we are all winners. And that is the fundamental proposition. I know it means revolutionary change. Of course it does. That's why Karl Marx was a revolutionary. But we had revolutionary change from feudalism to capitalism with the revolutions in Europe. And the American started off with capitalism rather. They threw aside the shackles of feudalism and aristocracy and landowners. The landowners soon came back, mind you, in a different form in America. But nevertheless, progress was made. As I've said before, I'm a progressive. I believe in every day, in every way, there may be the odd step backwards here and there, people's lives get better, both as individuals and as social animals. And I think it's the more we consider the mark of civilization, the mark of culture, is consideration of the other human being. Dropping bombs on people and killing children by the scores and hundreds and thousands, as we in the West have done over the last 10 years. For what reason? I'm never... greed. The Iraqi oil, the control of the political environments and in the Middle East, to be able to direct things because they own oil and everything runs on oil. And for this, children must die. I think it's simplistic to some people, but I think we should have a society eventually, and it will form, where everybody owns everything. And once that has been established, just think of what human beings can be like. Once we've got rid of the problems of food, clothing and shelter, first of all, and we can have good, culturally advantageous and culturally enriched lives. All human beings, not just a few at the top, the 7% who are privately educated to get taught the glories of Latin. I'd like to know the glories of Latin too. I left school at 14. The only Latin I know is fuck off, Jimmy. But as I say, and I apply this optimism to my own personal life as well. Every day of my life I have been a better person than I was the day before. In some way, somehow, I've learned something, I've thought something, I've learned to cope better with this. The only thing, of course, and I'm not going to avoid it, is the older you get, the closer you get to death. But then again, that applies to every single day of your life. You are closer to death, but nobody knows when it comes exactly, any more a 30-year-old or a 70-year-old. To me, I've always got at least 20 years. I don't know, it's a mindset. I've deliberately, I remember Julie Burchill saying that happiness can be a mindset. I know I'm diverting a little bit here, but it's because I believe in progress. And I believe my old age, I'm enjoying myself now. I appreciate every breath I take. Yeah? I appreciate every bloody word I utter. Huh? I appreciate the green in that lamp there. You know, and the bread in my shoes. Huh? And not only if I'm stoned, you know, and I'm not stoned. Yeah? It's an attitude of mind, and I think the attitude of mind fits in perfectly with the philosophy of Karl Marx and the biology and the reasoning behind evolution, in that we improve and improve. I'm an improver. I'm a progressive. I don't want the status quo. I don't want to go back. I want to go forward. How do capitalist societies go forward? By redistributing wealth so that everybody can share. Because everybody knows that the main flaw of capitalist societies, the societies we live in, is that the rich have too much and the poor have too little. Let's do something about it. As I said about food and eating animals, let's do something heroic, something big. You know? Let's take all the stuff we made off of the bastards we made it for.